I don't know why it wants you to log back in.
Yeah. Well,
It's crazy because it was still open here. I minimize it after it opens, right?
oh, no, you have to turn it off.
I don't know why it wants you to log. See how it opened anew.
Yeah. I know you think you're shutting yourself
I
down,
know.
but if you don't, that's where that reverb is coming from. Okay, we're on YouTube now.
All right.
Wait.
All right, no, sir. Wait me a second. I just want to let y'all know that we are streaming this live across the universe on YouTube. So
Is it? Okay.
all right, this is 61280 in the matter of the marriage of Denise Hare and Jerry Paul Hare Jr. You're Jerry Hare Jr. and you're Dallas Barrington. Good morning, and that's Miss Denise Hare, I presume.
Yes, sir.
Right. I see this is set for a final.
No, sir. This is set for a final in August.
Okay.
August the 25th is that. But we've got some issues. Judge, this case was filed. This is a divorce case. There's no children. The case was filed on March the 4th. Court signed a temporary restraining order at that time and set the case for temporary orders hearing on or about March 23rd, 2020. At that time is that because of the COVID crisis and that sort of thing, is the case was passed. Is that Mr. Hare, to his credit, did show up, is that because he had been served with a restraining order, is that, and he was sent home, is that based on that, because I'd already checked in with the court and we'd already known that the case was going to be passed based on the COVID crisis, because at that time, it was early days, didn't know how we were going to operate. So we've rocked along, basically speaking, in no man's land. We don't have any temporary orders at all. Is that, and so that's what we're here for today. We need some operating guidelines as far as things go, and that's what we're asking for today. We've also got an insurance check that's in the name of both of the parties. Is that, honestly speaking, if the check, we're going to ask that the court rule on how that check should be split temporarily, because I think that would probably take care of any kind of temporary alimony that we've requested, because we have requested temporary alimony, because my client does not work, is that she was a housewife. And so, and Mr. Hare is a welder. And so those are kind of the issues: protection of property, splitting an insurance check, kind of setting some ground rules so that we can march to the final and get this case over with, if that makes sense to the court.
All right.
Now, I have visited with Mr. Hare. Is Mr. Hare has known that this case has been pending for 3 months now. Is that, and when we talked about it out in the hall, he informed me that he was going to hire a lawyer and needed additional time to hire a lawyer. Well, I'm opposed to that, but that's what he's asking for. So we'd ask that we go forward because we feel like there's been plenty of time to hire a lawyer in this case, if that makes sense. But that's kind of the short and sweet of the issue.
All right. Well, let me ask Mr. Hare, attorney situation. What's this? What's the deal?
Yes, sir. I've been unable to work. I told him my truck got right at the coming home. And with the oil field shut down, there's no work. I have called everyone trying to get a job. They're looking at the fourth quarter maybe. I don't know. I've been living off of friends. I have no income.
So you can't hire an attorney? Is that what you're telling me? I mean,
Not at the moment, because I don't have any money. I'm banking on this check. Split the check where I can afford an attorney.
okay. So you like to have an attorney, just you can't get one now.
I mean,
Yes,
I can't get anyone to
I'm not.
represent me without any money.
I understand. I'm not fussing. I just want to make sure I understand, because I'm trying to short circuit this so we don't drag this out all day. Okay. What are you asking for? very concise, and
Yes, sir.
that way he'll know, and
I can be extremely concise.
I like that.
The check is for $34,000.
No,
Oh, check,
because the lawyer got that.
okay. There's an insurance check of $18,869. Is that Miss Hare is out money to family and this and that she's got to repay in the tune of $11,487 over the last 3 months for lawyer's fees and other things that she's had since this case has started, because we've been delayed and couldn't get temporary orders. And so what we would ask is we're gonna ask for the balance of the check as far as that goes, and then the monies that have been, that she's had, that she'd be able to repay her daughter for those monies, as far as that goes. Is that, and then basically speaking, our living expenses are $2,000 a month, in which he had been paying. Is that, in this business that he says he can't work, is that my understanding is he's been staying in a trailer, an RV at the lake, and just been fishing. And so there hasn't been a whole lot of effort gone. Price of oil is back to $38 a barrel as of this morning. It hasn't been in the toilet as far as that goes in 2 months.
Okay. You're asking for all of the check?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll, and what do you suggest?
I'd asked him, because I asked him 50/50, that way I had that money to live on and to afford a lawyer to represent myself.
Well, then, you know, it's since he's been the predominant breadwinner and that sort of stuff, judges, that the alternative, you know, would probably say somewhere she can pay part of her, the money back that she owes, so, and have a little bit to live on. So 12 and 6, something like that. So he's just off fishing.
Well, what's she doing? What's she doing?
Can't breathe. I'm sorry.
What are you doing work-wise?
Nothing.
Okay, have you solved any kind of work or anything like that?
No, I've had neck and back surgery in the last 2.5 years, but I haven't worked in 20. We've been together 16. I've just never worked. But he did in January.
Judge, and that's the other thing. In January, he worked better than 200 hours in the oil field, makes more than, how much does he make
He
now?
only makes $95 an hour.
Makes $95 an hour, and so he made somewhere around,
One at a time.
Well, you have to ask him.
You can't talk at the same time. She's trying to hear you and take down everything.
okay, how much money did he make while he was off working, and do you know?
I never seen it.
Okay, what do you think it should have been if you had to estimate?
Between 10 and 12, 10 and 15,000.
Okay, did you see any of that money at that time? Did he contribute anything to the household
No,
from that
sir.
money?
She's not in
No,
there.
sir.
No, I know.
Do you have any other resources at this time?
No, sir.
Okay, and your daughter's basically speaking strapped and needs her money back. Is that correct? Is that, and then the other thing is that you're asking for today is to preserve the property, as far as you're asking the court to enter a temporary order that awards you temporary possession of the homestead. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's down Cooks Lake Road,
Yes, sir.
correct? What's the address there?
10060.
Okay, and that's where you've been staying the whole time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and he's been staying in an RV up at the lake, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that, and has he come and been removing the property?
Yes.
Okay, and are you asking for a court order that prohibits him from being able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that, and are you asking for these, or do you know what he's done with this property? Okay, are you concerned that he stole the property?
Yes.
What all has he removed?
Well, I took the RV and then a 4x4. One of the things you get in with
Side by side?
no, it's more of like a razor
Okay,
and a trailer of 20, 30 foot, low boy.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. Is that, and then there's still an RV left at the house and all y'all's furnishings and stuff, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is that if the judge were to award you temporary possession of the house and furnishings, is that will you ensure that nothing is done away with?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is then there's also another RV at the house, correct?
Yes, sir.
What is it, a travel trailer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you asking that the court enter an order, a temporary order that orders, is it paid off?
No, sir.
It's not. So is anybody making payments on that?
I'm paying the insurance. I don't know if he's paying the note.
Okay. And so probably speaking, how old of an RV is it?
18.
Okay, so pretty new. Is that, but you haven't been making the payments, you've been paying insurance. Okay, so probably speaking, you can't afford to make the payments. can you? Is that, so let me ask you, the question is, there's a chance we're gonna lose that if we don't sell it, correct?
Yes.
So are you asking the court to be able to sell
Yes, sir.
that? Okay, is that, so we've got the RV that we need to sell, is then you're asking for temporary possession of the house. Then you're unable to work because of medical conditions and that sort of thing. And the fact is that you've just traditionally been a housewife, correct? Is that because he's been the predominant breadwinner, he owns his own business,
Yes.
right? Okay, is that, and so you're strapped,
Yes.
basically speaking. Your average monthly living expenses, when you look at it just overall speaking, not its average, just basic type stuff, is that, and I'm not talking servicing debt, couple $1,000s a month,
Yes, sir.
okay? And are you asking the court to either A, give you a disproportionate share of this check until we can get to the final, or B, make him pay temporary spousal support, right?
Right.
Okay, at $2,000 a month. The reality though is he can't pay spousal support right now if he's not working and all he's doing is fishing, right? Okay, it's true, isn't it, man, that you even went up to the lake the day he was served with the temporary, the hearing notice for the temporary orders, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when you went up to the lake, what did you witness?
His boat and truck at the ramp and him coming up from the boat.
Okay, so he said he's broke, but he can afford to go fishing. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Have you been fishing?
No, sir.
Okay. And so is that if the court were to award you the, and that's why you would ask for the balance of that check, because basically speaking, when you figure $18,000, is that if you said $2,000 a month for the month of June, July, and August, that would be $6,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then then you owe your daughter approximately $11,000 for attorney's fees and expenses living expenses that you've incurred since the time of separation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because he's left you high and dry, right? Okay, is that, do you think that he's able at this point to pay temporary alimony if he's not working? No?
No.
Okay. Do you understand that one of the requirements for temporary alimony is he has to be able to pay? Okay. It's not only what is reasonable, but he's also got, the court's got to be able to find that he's able to pay. And so isn't it true, ma'am, that the reality of the situation is that the only money that's available here for you to live on and to survive until this thing goes forward is what's in that check,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that, and so do you think that maybe speaking is that you could possibly speak and take some of the money, live on, and then take some of the money and pay your daughter back, and then also him get a portion of that?
Yes.
Okay, and then that way there would be some fairness to the situation. You think that would be fair?
Yes.
Okay, and so are you asking the court to give you in the line $12,000 of the money?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so that you can send some of it to your daughter to pay back for those expenses, you haven't incurred attorney's fees to be here and that sort of thing, and then living expenses since this case was filed.
Yeah, and that's not a lawyer's fees anyway.
Right, okay, okay, so that's just living expenses.
And his business, part of his business bills that we paid in the beginning.
Okay, all right.
She
So,
did. She
so
did.
part of the business bills were even paid by y'all. Okay, and so this is a mess.
Yes.
But as far as that goes, if you took 12 and he got 6, that gives him some money to go hire an attorney and do some things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all, that's what we'd ask for. We'd ask for temporary possession of the homestead. We'd ask for permission to cash the check, and the split is 12,000 to her, 6,000 to him is that, and then, or, is that, and then basically speaking, a temporary order to preserve the property. And is that each party awarded the vehicles in their possession, orders that prohibit selling any property with the exception of maybe this travel trailer that is parked at her residence. That is a 2018 travel trailer that has got a note on it. We're unsure if it's being paid for, but at the same time is that it would be one less thing that we're paying for as far as insurance on it, at least, because she is paying insurance on it. So that's all we have.
Right. Hey, let me just, Mr. Hare, go ahead. Tell me what you propose.
Can I speak?
Yeah, let's ask you to. Yes.
Okay. Christmas, when Christmas come around, after Christmas, she said, you need to get a job. We're broke. I said, there's no way we can do this. And I got proof of everything. And once I get on the phone, anyway, I left and got a job in West Texas. Went out there, worked out there 2 or 3 days. I totaled my welding truck. So I'm out of welding. I was able to finish the job with my machine off the truck and finish the job. I came home. I had a cooler full of money for the grandkids.
Full of money?
Full of money for the grandkids. Gone. She came and got all her clothes, changed her address, everything. I left for a week for spawning season. Went to the lake. When I came back, well, she had moved back in. And I put a padlock on the gate and everything when I left. Because she done come got her clothes and everything, changed her address. I came back, I was served with papers. I don't understand. I mean, I am totally floored. This is nothing that I have ever wanted. I love my family, and it just, I don't know how to explain, but no, I am not living high on hog or anything like that. I'm living off my friends. Yes, I've been fishing. It doesn't take me, I have artificial lure. It doesn't take me that much fuel to where I'm fishing. But yes, sir, I have been looking for a job. I have called everybody. The old field is shut down right now. The old price is $38. Can't drill unless it's $45 and up a barrel to pay their bills. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a problem with her staying at the house for now?
Sir, what I'm asking is, how can I get a job without my welding equipment? Trailers, welding trucks?
I'm not answering the question. I'm not fussing at you about that. I said, do you have a problem with her staying at the house?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir. That's fine.
Well, and there's going to be some expenses to upkeep of the house. True?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just, right. How about give you 8 and give her the balance for now? This is a temporary, that way she can pay for the upkeep of the house, and then we can have our final and sort all this stuff out. What's your thoughts about that?
Okay.
That's,
Yeah.
but she got, take care of the house. Anyway, that's what I think is good right now. And I'll enter the order to preserve the property. And
Or
You
possession
stay
of-
possession of the place for right now.
Yes. sir.
And let's get a final set. Let's get all this, we'll get, it would balance everything out when we get it finalized. That's how this works.
I just wanted to ask Court if it's possible that I can get my welding stuff so I can get it. I don't have it, you know,
Okay, just calm down. Yes, of course.
I'm not.
I know,
I'm
I know.
asking.
No, I'm just trying to put a Band-Aid on the situation for y'all. Right, and let him get his welding stuff,
Yeah.
okay?
He
That's-
has it.
What?
He has his welding machine. He didn't bring it.
Right,
He has 3 or 4.
Anything else that I need to do right now?
No, Your Honor, he said, I'll prepare some temporary orders with it.
I appreciate that, but I think that takes care of all the issues for right now, and just hopefully get y'all till we get a final done, okay?
That's fair.
If you need to get time to get a lawyer to help you with the final, you can do that, or I encourage y'all to visit in the meantime.
Judge, is that we have the final set for August the 25th. I have given him a copy of the notice of hearing
Okay,
today in court for that hearing. Is that, and so he's been noticed as of this date for the final hearing,
is that okay?
is that if he has a problem with that date or his lawyer has a problem, they can contact my office. I'll work with him in court.
All right. Are you good?
I'm not still understanding. Can I get my welding stuff?
Did you not hear her? Yes,
Okay.
today. Get it today.
Welding stuff he's got
Okay.
in hand.
Get it today. I won't have any issues on that either.
Okay,
Okay,
I've got
all right.
I've got a trailer and I got a truck, welding thing, I need
But
to.
he's not to
get-
sell it.
We're not
No,
selling,
no,
we're not
sir,
selling,
no, sir.
not selling anything.
No, sir, not
He
selling.
has the welder.
Well, he's getting whatever other welding equipment he has.
Don't
Okay.
be nitpicky about
Yeah,
that
I
either.
got it. I got it.
Thank you. I know you do.
I got it. and I'll
Y'all are
prepare-
excused.
I'll prepare an order. If they'll sit out in the hall, I'll prepare an order that they can both sign.
Right.
Just a point. Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Sergeant Rodney Carrington was the AG top community search force.
Okay. I
Just whenever.
Okay, I know I got something. Oh, it's all good. Party. All right. You're excused. Oh, y'all, if y'all would wait out in the hall, because I have another group of people coming in.
Just keep space on, you know, so there ain't no holler.
When,
Does he get to look back in?
no Jake's here.